something a little less serious to something more serious. So I don't know about you, but I'm glad that we're here together to worship. For many of us, it's been a difficult last week. The Kilgore family with Roland's passing, and their and our loss of a beloved saint. The Kitchell family and Adam's 26-year-old fiance leaving behind 3 kids after a tragic car accident. Additionally, I got word that one of my high school friends died suddenly last week, 38 years old, and now a 4-year-old and a 7-year-old growing up without a mother. Death. Always too much, always too soon. And then on top of that, we get this gospel story lined up for the week. And we hear about Jesus and Lazarus. And we hear about Jesus raising a dead man back to life. Who could go through some of that right now? Even one more day. How about our loved ones, God? What about Rachel? What about Angie? What about Roland? Where is the good news for us? And in the midst of these questions, in the midst of sorrow and sadness, something caught my attention in our gospel story this morning. What does Jesus do when he sees Mary weeping at the loss of her brother? What does Jesus do in response? He weeps with her. And this struck me as strange. I cry when someone dies because people are suffering and in pain, and there's nothing that I can do to stop that for them. But Jesus knows what he's going to do, right? Jesus knows what he's capable of. Jesus knows that he's going to raise Lazarus from the dead. Why is he weeping? I wonder if it could be that Jesus realizes that this miracle won't be enough. As Jesus stands beside Lazarus' tomb, he can see all the other graves around it. Some that were filled a week before, some that were filled years before. And he sees the ones that are empty. And he knows that they'll be filled next week, and next month, and next year. Even with raising Lazarus from the dead, death still lays ultimate claim to our lives. When Lazarus comes out of the tomb, notice that the grave clothes and wrappings still hold him tight. Though Lazarus lives, he still has to fear death. He can still get sick. He can still suffer an accident. No matter what, Jesus' miracle can't keep him from dying again. Jesus' power can't keep Martha and Mary from grieving when Lazarus dies again. Miracles are only a temporary reprieve. Feeding, healing, and even raising of the dead, death, the ultimate and final enemy, remains. What if in this moment, Jesus realizes what is needed? Jesus realizes the only way to truly free Lazarus and all of us for good. What if Jesus weeps because he now knows where he's headed? From the beginning, when someone asks Jesus about discipleship, when somebody wants to follow Jesus, his response is almost always the same. He says, "Come and see." Today, this invitation is reversed. Jesus is invited to come and see. To a grave, to a tomb, to his death. Jesus' path is taking him to the cross and his end. And this is significant because of the very first title that John's Gospel gives Jesus. Anybody remember what Jesus is called? Very first chapter of John. What's the very first thing he's called? The Word. All right? And this is a big deal. Jesus is the Word of God, because going further back to the beginning of the Bible, back to Genesis, how does God create the world?
He speaks it.
He speaks it into existence. God creates with words. So on Good Friday, we see the ultimate power of this world, right? We see death colliding with the Word of God, the very source of all life. And for 3 days, it appears that death is won. It appears that fear, loneliness, separation, suffering, and loss is still the only outcome for our lives and for our love. Then on Easter morning, we find the tomb empty. But this is different from what happens with Lazarus, right? Lazarus, he's still got the grave clothes binding him up, right? Where are the cloths on Easter morning? What do they look like?
Folded up.
They're folded up, rolled up. With the resurrection, death's hold on us is broken forever. Jesus tells us today, I am the resurrection and the life. Those who believe in me, even though they die, will live. This is the good news for us this morning. Death is no longer the end. Easter changes everything. In an instant, both death and life's power are rolled back. It doesn't only mean that we can die differently, it means that we can live differently. We are free to live and love fully. It is no accident that in John's Gospel, love and death are linked. Lazarus is the only named person in the Gospel that Jesus is said to have loved. Love, and I know I'm not telling you anything new, love for all its wonderfulness will bring you pain. Love longs for togetherness. It longs for contact, for touch. Death has always permanently separated that. No more. We can love deeply and widely. We still will grieve and suffer when a loved one dies, but now we mourn with hope and with expectation of resurrection. Today, we hear that love and life has won. Jesus' tomb stands empty. Roland's tomb is empty. Rachel's tomb is empty. Angie's tomb is empty. And one day ours will too. Thanks be to God.